Hello, Andrew Myrams here from Intuitive Finance. It's time to call out Scott Morrison, I think. ScoMo, it's time to act. What we've been seeing is you did a great job to win the unwinnable election, but since then we've sat on our hands a bit. You've enjoyed your honeymoon, haven't acted to really look after our economy. So what we keep hearing from you is our economy's never been better, and you keep banging on about your economic credentials and the fact you're going to return us to a budget surplus. But this seems to be coming at the fault of business confidence, consumer confidence, and basically employment. You're shifting the blame. You're looking to the Reserve Bank to do your job for you. Now, record low interest rates aren't helping. We've heard in the news for so long that, we're in this debt bubble and a crisis because Melbourne and Sydney house prices were skyrocketing. So we went through a little credit squeeze. The regulators have done a great job in just regulating and pulling the markets back into line. And now all of a sudden, house prices have come off, and that was a bad thing. Now they're growing again. Do we want growing or not growing? Do we want people being able to get money or not? At the end of the day, it's jobs and it's confidence, both businesses and consumers, that really need some leadership from you. We hear after the interest rate cut with the big banks not passing it on, you and Mr. Frydenberg were scathing in your attacks on the banks. Well, guess what? The banks have businesses to run as well. They also have economic policy that they need to pass called profit and loss, and shareholders they need to appease. And let's be honest, we know that a lot of their funding, a majority of their funding in fact, is now secured offshore. So the rates the Reserve Bank set don't have as big an influence as they once did. So what we need from you is a bit of leadership. You've passed the policy with the tax cuts. Some have come through. You've got more to follow. Why don't you bring those forward? Now is a great time, not necessarily to be in surplus, but to bring forward tax cuts. I think Dr. Jim Chalmers from the Labor Party has a great point. You've already legislated it. Why not bring it forward and try and encourage people to spend and to have the confidence? Or why don't you give everyone a Visa debit card, encourage people to get out and go and spend some money. Give them some financial stimulus. Don't keep telling them about rates going down. With all the debt we've been in, we're rushing now to pay it down. We've got low rates, so it's a great opportunity for most people and homeowners to build equity quicker or reduce their debt if they did have too much. So why don't we be a little bit proactive in our thinking and maybe give everyone a Visa debit card? Kevin07 got lambasted out of town at the time for giving everyone $850. But guess what? It helped the market. People had some money in their pocket and they started spending. Giving people a Visa debit card, somewhere between $500 and $1,500, that can't be spent online, must be spent at the shops, wouldn't be a bad idea, would it? I mean, imagine if you were given a free hit of $1,500 and you were told you had to go down to your local shops and spend it by going out for dinner or buying that item you've been putting off, but now you have the opportunity to do so. It builds confidence. There's a job, there's someone that needs to serve you. There's the GST receipts, and businesses are making more money, so there's the natural flow on of tax receipts. We need to be a little bit proactive, and it's time for you to stop telling us about the great economic credentials. At the end of the day, we're not at record low interest rates if our economy was booming. You don't keep getting rate cuts when the economy is booming. It's floundering. We need you to take some action. I'm really hoping that we're going to get some positive outcomes from our leaders. Mr. Morrison, Mr. Frydenberg, now's your time.